Here's a great chicken recipe that is perfect for a family dinner, especially if you're in a hurry. I call it chicken in Tarragon Dijon sauce. We're going to start by coating the chicken with some flour. So a little bit of flour in a bowl with a pinch of salt and some fresh ground pepper. And I'm going to take about half a teaspoon of this flour mixture that I'll reserve in a bowl. I'll use it later on to thicken the sauce. Now, in the flour mixture, I have 4 boneless chicken breasts. I'll coat them like this, making sure there's not too much flour. So just shaking off the excess. Now that the chicken breasts are coated, let's cook them. I have a hot skillet, and over medium-high heat, I'm going to melt some butter. Now that the pan is hot and the butter is melted, I can start searing the chicken breasts. Now the chicken breast will cook for about 10 to 15 minutes. Look, the color is perfect. It's nice and golden. I'm going to turn them aside and continue cooking until there's no more pink in the center. The chicken is perfectly cooked. Now, if you want to make sure that the chicken is no longer pink inside, you can always use a knife and cut it in the center. I'm going to remove the chicken breast from the pan and let them rest for a few minutes. And now we're going to make the tarragon sauce. So in the same skillet, I'm going to add the half a teaspoon of flour that I had reserved before. This will help thicken the sauce. And I'm going to cook it off just to remove that flour taste. And now to deglaze, I'm using some white wine, but you can always replace it by chicken broth. And with the same spatula, I'm going to scrape the bottom of the pan just to get all the brown bits off. This is flavor. Now that the wine is almost reduced all the way, it's time for the coarse grain mustard, about 2 tablespoons. Now you can use coarse grain mustard or regular Dijon. I like this one because it adds a nice texture to the sauce. And when it's nicely incorporated, it's time for the cream. I have 1 cup of cream. You can use 15 or 18% cream. And I'm going to let it reduce slightly, making sure the grainy mustard is nicely incorporated. Now reduce the heat slightly. And when the sauce reduces, I can cut some tarragon. Now, tarragon is a wonderful herb that works very well with chicken. I need about 2 tablespoons. Now, the tarragon, I need to cut it or chop it very finely and add it to the sauce at the last minute. This will keep all the flavor of the tarragon in the sauce. Mix everything in, and that's it. This dish is already done. Now let's see if the sauce tastes good. It's delicious. Maybe a pinch of salt and a touch of pepper. Now the chicken breasts, you can leave them whole, or I always like to cut them in 3. Now I had prepared some small vegetables to serve with the chicken. And of course, I'm going to top it with the delicious Tarragon Dijon sauce. Now this is a quick and easy main dish with a classic taste. See you next time.